Hi, I'm Maia Hawthorne. I teach at Twin Lakes High School in Monticello, Indiana, and I wanted to tell you a little bit about how I've been using Checkology in my classroom, and I'm so eager to hear about how you've been using it in your classroom. So in Monticello, we've been mostly in person this year. There's only been a few days here and there throughout the year that we've had to do remote work. It's been mostly face to face. So what I have done is I have prepared lessons and presentations that I do, and you're getting a sneak peek behind the scenes at my Google Slides presentation that I used to do that. Incidentally, this slide presentation comes mostly from things that I learned at News Literacy Project's summer webinar series that I attended last summer. I found those invaluable, so helpful. So I start the year out by having my students take the News Literacy Project's Are You News Literate quiz, and my students are shocked to find out how little they actually know how news works. That's an eye-opening way to begin. I highly recommend that. And then I start to do some education. People who know Pear Deck will recognize these Pear Deck slides, which are designed to get some feedback from your students as you're doing your presenting. Then I walk my students through a little bit about the history of how we got to this moment where Americans mistrust journalism more than ever before, why misinformation exists, why people spread it. And as we start working on tips about how to recognize misinformation and how to deal with what you see on social media and how to discern good journalism from bad journalism, that's when I really start punctuating my own presentations with practice moments. And I wanted to show you some of these slides in my presentation that tell students now we're going to take a moment to practice. And we turn to Checkology, and I have my students do what I've been talking about. I survey my students at the end of the news literacy unit, I do 4 intensive days, and then throughout the rest of the year we have little moments where we look at things that the News Literacy Project sends to us in the SIFT newsletter. But at the end of this 4 intensive days, I survey students and ask them to tell me how it went and what they thought about what I presented and what they thought of Checkology. And they consistently tell me that they love Checkology because it's a chance to practice what they've been hearing. It's hands-on. It resembles things that they see when they go online, and also it gives them a break from listening to me so much, and they get to do stuff. They especially love the Check Center missions where they feel like detectives and they're trying to use image search to figure out where this image came from and if it's really being represented accurately. They love those exercises. So that's how I use it. I can't wait to hear about how you use it. Highly recommend.